This is Anti-Imperialist Front TV news for the week ending February 22nd, 2025. Georges Ibrahim Abdallah must be released immediately. At his trial on February 20th, 2025, French authorities decided once again not to release Lebanese activist Georges Ibrahim Abdallah. Arrested in 1984 under false accusations, Abdallah has had the right to be released since 1999, but his unjust detention continues. The court postponed the decision until June 19th, 2025, further delaying his release. The day before the trial, solidarity events were held in more than 40 cities across France, calling for Abdallah's immediate release. These events, gaining international attention, highlighted growing global support for his freedom. Georges Ibrahim Abdallah must be released immediately, and his 40 years of unjust imprisonment must come to an end. Justice must be served without delay. Resistance to isolation in Turkish prisons, 8 revolutionaries on hunger strike. The determined resistance of revolutionaries to isolation-type cells in Turkey continues with victories and growing support. While Serkan Onur Yilmaz, Sercan Ahmet Aslan, Mulla Zincir, Bakıcan Işık, and Yurdagul Gümüş continue their struggle, Hasan Ali Akgün, Ali Aracı, and Mithat Öztürk have also joined them. The prisoners' demands are to return to their comrades from these harsh isolation cells and to close the isolation-type prisons, putting an end to the torture of isolation. AKP fascism's repressive policies. 77-year-old Yıldız Turan arrested. The increasing repression and loss of control under AKP fascism is manifested daily through new detentions and arrests. Most recently, 77-year-old Yıldız Turan was arrested after enduring torture during her detention. While being detained, Turan was threatened by the police, who said, "Take one last look at Nurtepe, we will arrest you and bury you in Silivri." After 3 days in custody and the torture inflicted on the elderly woman, the AKP's court issued a detention order. On the same day, the release of the contractors responsible for the deaths of 52 people in Osmaniye exposed the government's warped sense of justice. Yıldız Turan was arrested for exercising her constitutional right to protest, as she supported her children and fought for the closure of isolation-type prisons. AKP fascism continues its attacks on all sections of society. 30 more people arrested. As part of an investigation into the People's Democratic Congress, HDK, in Turkey, operations carried out on February 22nd, 2025 led to the detention of 50 people, 30 of whom were later arrested. Among those arrested are journalists, artists, trade unionists, and political party representatives. The investigation is reportedly based on past activities, including participation in HDK meetings between 2011 and 2014. The Green Left Party condemned the arrests, stating that the government's repressive policies are harming democratic rights. Berlin Free University cancels UN rapporteur Francesca Albanese's conference. Berlin Free University has cancelled a conference by United Nations Special Rapporteur on Palestine, Francesca Albanese, which was scheduled for February 19th, 2025. The university administration stated that the decision was made due to polarization and security risks. The cancellation has sparked debates over academic freedom and freedom of expression. It is alleged that Berlin's state premier Kai Wegner and Israel's ambassador to Germany Ron Prozor pressured for the event to be cancelled. Some academic and civil society organizations have criticized the decision. Albanese was offered the option to hold the conference online, but she viewed this as an act of censorship. Meanwhile, another event planned in Berlin was also relocated to a smaller venue due to similar pressures. Panel and screening by the Anti-Imperialist Front in the Netherlands. The Anti-Imperialist Front organized a panel and a screening in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, with the invitation of the Russa institution. In the first half of the event, The historical development of the revolutionary movement in Turkey was explained, while in the second part, fiction depicting conditions of prisoners in well-typed prisons was shown. Finally, a small question and answer activity was organized. The participants were told about the decisiveness of the impact that students can have on the struggle and the fate of the revolutionary movement as they become revolutionary. Many university students from various countries of the world participated in the event. The anti-imperialist front salutes Hezbollah leaders Hassan Nasrallah and Hashem Safiuddin on the occasion of their funeral taking place in Beirut, Lebanon on February 23, 2025. We honor those who chose the side of resistance, not the side of pragmatic surrender. And this is Anti-Imperialist Front TV news for this week. For news outside the mainstream, follow us on social media. See you next week.